Jimmy Butler has led the Heat to 2 finals and Eastern Conference finals in 5 years. He's called Playoff Jimmy for a reason. How exactly did we get here?
This has unraveled over the last several months, and it really started with in the offseason. There was no extension for Jimmy Butler. They bypassed that, did not extend him, and they've leaned more into their young core, rising core of Bam Adebayo, their all-star, and Tyler Hero. And over the last 3 years, Jimmy Butler has wanted the Heat to go get him some help in that roster. They just have not been able to land players. They've gone after Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving. They have not been able to land that next big fish with Jimmy Butler. The writing, in a lot of ways, is on the wall for the Heat and for Jimmy Butler.
And we've heard, you've reported the chatter of this over the last several weeks, but you're saying now this is an escalation. He wants out of Miami. So where should he want to go? Who should
Well, first things first, I'd like to touch on something.
Okay.
There are legitimate reasons why he wants out. I mean, when you look at what Miami has brought to the table, the organization is first class. We get all of that. And I think Kevin Durant could have, if he had landed there, that would have been an ideal landing spot for him in terms of the structure, the cohesiveness, the leadership that they have from the top on down. He could have benefited from that, but that's not what happened. To answer the question directly, I think Phoenix would be an ideal spot for Jimmy Butler because let's call it what it is. The Phoenix Suns are incredibly talented, but in the eyes of a lot of people in the NBA, they're also incredibly soft. They lack toughness. They have greatness in Kevin Durant. They have greatness in Devin Booker, but they're not considered rough riders. If you get physical with them, you can challenge them mentally. You can compromise them to such a degree. That's the word that is out about them in NBA circles. You know they can score on anybody, but that toughness is an issue. That gets eradicated if Jimmy Butler rolls up in that locker room. Instantly. He roll up in there, knowing what he could do in the postseason, knowing how he'll get in people's face and hold them accountable. You won't hear any questions about Phoenix's toughness if Jimmy Butler arrives.
The NBA is no stranger to seismic shifts in its power dynamics, but one potential move could send shockwaves through the league. Jimmy Butler leaving the Miami Heat. The debate is heating up. Where should Butler go to maximize his impact? While the Phoenix Suns are frequently mentioned, a deeper look reveals that this might not be the best fit for the star forward. Instead, the Denver Nuggets offer not just a better home, but the perfect one. Imagine the unthinkable, Jimmy Butler and Joker on the same team. Together, they could transform the Nuggets into an unstoppable force, potentially altering the course of NBA history. But time is ticking, and every moment counts in determining Butler's next move. This is no ordinary decision. It's a turning point that could define his legacy and reshape the balance of power in the league. At first glance, the Phoenix Suns seem like an attractive destination for Jimmy Butler. They boast an arsenal of stars, including Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal, 3 players with immense scoring power and all NBA credentials. However, beneath this star-studded exterior lies a fragile foundation that could turn into a mirage for Butler. Injuries have consistently plagued the Suns' key players. Devin Booker, while an exceptional scorer and playmaker, has missed crucial stretches in recent seasons. His health remains a concern for the long-term stability of the team. Adding Jimmy Butler to this lineup might sound like a solution, but it risks creating more problems than it solves. Butler thrives on grit, defense, and leadership, but the Suns' roster is built around an offense-first mentality. While Devin Booker's ability to facilitate and create his own shot is undeniable, the lack of defensive depth means Butler would bear an outsized burden on that end of the floor. In a lineup featuring Durant, Booker, and Beal, Butler could find himself struggling to integrate as seamlessly as he would in a team with a more balanced approach. The Suns' defensive struggles are particularly glaring. They currently rank outside the top 10 in defensive efficiency, often leaving them vulnerable in high-stakes moments. While Butler is a defensive stalwart, his addition alone may not be enough to fix these systemic issues. Moreover, the overlapping offensive roles of Butler, Booker, Durant, and Beal could create friction, particularly when all 4 players are accustomed to being primary options. Adding Butler might stabilize the Suns in the short term, but the long-term fit is questionable. Integrating a defense-oriented leader like Butler into a team built on offensive firepower requires time, effort, and a willingness to adapt commodities that are often in short supply during a grueling NBA season. While the Suns offer glitz and glamour, their structural flaws make them a risky proposition for Butler. Let's turn our attention to the Denver Nuggets, a team where his skills would not only be needed, but celebrated. Denver Nuggets, fresh off their 2-0-2-2-2-3 championship, are in a precarious position this season. Despite Joker delivering another MVP-caliber performance, averaging 29.9 points, 13.4 rebounds, and 10.4 assists per game, they find themselves battling inconsistency. The Nuggets currently sit 5th in the Western Conference, with a 16-12 record, a far cry from their dominant form last year. The departure of key defensive players like Bruce Brown and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has left gaping holes in their lineup. Denver's defense, once a cornerstone of their success, has faltered, allowing 116.8 points per game this season. This deficiency has turned what should be easy wins into hard-fought battles, and their championship aspirations hang in the balance. Enter Jimmy Butler. A proven defender, clutch scorer, and fearless leader, Butler is the exact antidote to Denver's woes. His ability to guard the league's best players and deliver under pressure aligns perfectly with the Nuggets' needs. With Butler on board, Denver could regain their defensive edge while elevating their offensive versatility to new heights. The numbers paint a compelling picture, but let's delve into what a Butler-Joker partnership could truly mean for the Nuggets. Joker is not just a player, he's a system. His ability to control the game with his passing, scoring, and basketball IQ is unmatched. Pairing him with Jimmy Butler, one of the league's most tenacious competitors, would create a dynamic duo unlike any other. Joker's vision would unlock new dimensions in Butler's game. Imagine Butler cutting to the rim with Joker threading the needle for an easy basket. On the defensive end, Butler's relentless energy and ability to guard multiple positions would free up other Nuggets players to focus on offense. Together, they could anchor a team capable of excelling on both ends of the floor. This isn't mere speculation, it's supported by hard evidence. In games where Joker has a reliable defensive partner, Denver's win percentage skyrockets. Butler's arrival would amplify this effect, turning the Nuggets into a juggernaut capable of dominating the ultra-competitive Western Conference. While the on-court synergy is undeniable, what does this move mean for the Nuggets' place in the broader NBA landscape? The Western Conference is a battlefield, with teams like the Lakers, Warriors, and Suns vying for supremacy. Adding Jimmy Butler to the Nuggets wouldn't just tilt the scales, it would tip them over entirely. Denver would become the team to beat, capable of dethroning even the most formidable opponents. Beyond the immediate impact, this move would set a precedent for the league. It would highlight the value of building well-rounded teams that prioritize defense and chemistry over sheer star power. The Joker-Butler partnership could inspire other franchises to rethink their strategies, making this move not just transformative for Denver, but revolutionary for the NBA as a whole. For Butler, however, this decision isn't just about the team, it's about his legacy. At 35 years old, Jimmy Butler has achieved a great deal, but one thing eludes him: multiple championships. Joining the Nuggets would provide him with the best chance to add another ring to his collection. Playing alongside Joker, he wouldn't have to carry the entire load. Instead, he could focus on what he does best: dominating in crunch time and locking down opponents. This move would also cement Butler's reputation as one of the most versatile and impactful players of his generation. Winning a championship with Denver would prove that his success in Miami was no fluke. It would solidify his place among the NBA greats and ensure his legacy endures long after he retires. The stakes couldn't be higher, but the benefits for both Butler and the Nuggets make this a move worth pursuing. The Phoenix Suns may glitter with potential, but they lack the substance Jimmy Butler needs. The Denver Nuggets, on the other hand, offer the perfect blend of opportunity and support. With Butler's grit and Joker's brilliance, the Nuggets could rewrite the NBA's power structure and set a new standard for excellence. Adding Butler to Denver isn't just about filling a gap, it's about creating a legacy. This partnership would bring together two players whose skill sets and mentalities align perfectly. Joker's unselfish play style would amplify Butler's strengths, while Butler's leadership and defensive intensity would address Denver's biggest weaknesses. Together, they could create a team that dominates both ends of the floor, setting the stage for a dynasty that rivals the greatest teams in NBA history. Furthermore, Butler's arrival would send a strong message to the rest of the league. Denver isn't content with just one championship. They are committed to building a sustainable powerhouse capable of competing year after year. In an era where super teams often crumble under the weight of expectations, the Nuggets could prove that balance, chemistry, and complementary talent are the keys to lasting success. This isn't just about winning games, it's about defining eras. For Butler, it's a chance to leave an indelible mark on the sport. For the Nuggets, it's a path to becoming an NBA dynasty. The pieces are all there. The only question is whether Denver will seize the moment. Jimmy Butler and Jokić, two players, one mission: to dominate the league and etch their names in basketball history. The time to act is now. The Nuggets have the chance to not only secure their immediate future, but to build a legacy that echoes through NBA lore. This isn't just an opportunity. It's destiny waiting to be fulfilled.